ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருடிகளே சரணம், பெரியவாச்சான் பிள்ளை திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்ய ஜாமாதரம் முனிம் ரம்ய ஜாமாத்திரி யோகீந்திர பாதரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே. லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதயாம்ன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். யோ நித்யமச்சுதபதாம்புஜ யுக்மருக்ம व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणायमेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरुकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. भूतं सरश्च महताः क्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेण परकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. இன்னமுதமுட்டிகேன் இங்கேவா பைங்கிளியே தென்னரங்கம் பாடவல்ல சீர்பெருமாள் பொன்னென் சிலை சேர் நுதலியர்வேள் சேரலர்கோன் எங்கள் குலசேகரன் என்றே கூறு. ஆரங்கெடப் பரநண்பர் கொள்ளாரென்னு அவர்களுக்கே வாரங்கொடு குடப்பாம்பில் கையிட்டவன் மாற்றலரை வீரங்கெடுத்த செங்கோல் கொல்லிகாவலன் வில்லவர்கோன் சேரன் குலசேகரன் முடிவேந்தர் சிகாமணியே. Divyaprabandham series of lectures in English. We have been enjoying perumAL thirumozhi for the last few sessions. Now we are going to go into fourth decade. நான்காம் திருமொழி UnERu செல்வத்து. This is a very beautiful padhigam on Thiruvenkadamudayan, Srinivasa Bhagavan, Balaji Bhagavan. In this decade, Alvar is highlighting his urge to reach Bhagavan as quickly as possible, and he reveals his hatred for worldly pleasures. That is what is being discussed in this padhigam by Alvar. Periyavachan Pillai has brought in beautiful introduction section for this padhigam. Let us first see the introduction section, and then after going through the avatarika, we will go to each pasuram. Periyavachan Pillai highlights Alvar having acquired Bhagavad Jnanam, that is knowledge about Bhagavan, complete knowledge about Bhagavan. Having acquired that is by the grace of Bhagavan himself, Alvar has acquired this knowledge about Bhagavan. And then he gave up all other aspects. He abandoned all other enjoyments. And he became very interested in enjoying Bhagavan, who is filled with auspicious qualities. And he wanted to enjoy those qualities fully as well. And he prayed as in Adiyargal Kurangalai Udan Kuduvad Endrugalo. Nammalvar prayed, when will I reach the group of devotees of Bhagavan? Similarly, Alvar is also praying to be with Bhagavan, to be with Bhagavatas in this perumAL thirumozhi in the beginning. That is in Theaterum Tiralthen, he prayed when he is going to be with the Bhagavatas. So after having acquired that is manifesting Anukulyam towards Bhagavan and Bhagavatas in the first two padhigams. Anukulyam means favorable nature, favorable attitude towards Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. Those were shown in the first two padhigams. Iruliriya Chudarmanigal, that is Alvar being favorable towards Bhagavan, Sri Ranganatha, and in Theaterum Tiralthen, Alvar is showing his favorable nature towards Bhagavatas. After that, in Meyil Vaalkai, Alvar manifested the his unfavorable attitude towards all the worldly pleasures. So, having manifested these two aspects, that is, being favorable towards Bhagavan and Bhagavatas and not being unfavorable towards the same, avoiding unfavorable aspects. So, even after going through all of this, Alvar has not seen Bhagavan directly. But he knows, Alvar knows that Bhagavan is of the nature Yadiva Ravana Swayam. This is in Sri Ramayanam, where Bhagavan is saying, Anayainam Harishreshta Dattamasya Bayam Maya Vibhishanova Sugriva Yadiva Ravana Swayam. In Yuddhakandam, Sri Rama is telling Sugriva, when all the debate on whether Sri Vibhishan can be accepted or not, when all of those debates were discussed and it was decided by Bhagavan that Vibhishana is to be accepted. At the time he is sending Sugriva Maharaja to bring Vibhishan towards him. At that time he is getting a doubt suddenly, Sri Rama. What if instead of Vibhishan if Ravana was there, then we have to accept Ravana as well. We cannot waste time like this debating, arguing whether to accept Ravana or not. For that, Sri Rama is telling Sugriva that even if you see Ravana there, instead of Vibhishan you bring Ravana, don't again come back empty-handed with your questions and arguments. So, Bhagavan is of the nature that even if Ravana comes, he will accept. When Alvar comes, why wouldn't he accept? It is also quoted, another pasuram is quoted here. That is, Aal Parthu Uditharuvaai. That is, Bhagavan is going and searching for people. Will I get a servitor? Will I get a servitor? Like that. So even when Bhagavan is like that, Alvar has not acquired his real goal of seeing Bhagavan's divine form directly. Because of this, Alvar became very hasty. His urge became very much increased. Because he is not a upasaka. If it is an upasaka, that is Bhakti Yoga Nishta, that person will wait until Bhagavan grants him moksha. That may take multiple lives also. But for a upasaka, for a Bhakti Yoga Nishta, one has to wait till that happens. But for a prapanna, it has to happen at the end of this life itself. One has to attain Bhagavan at the end of this life itself. Because Alvar is a prapanna, he cannot tolerate Bhagavan's absence even for one more fraction of moment. Hence, he is urging Srinivasa Bhagavan, who is none other than same Sri Ranganatha, as said in Mandipai Vadavengada Mamalai, Vanavargal Sandhi Seiyan Nindran, Aranga Taravinanayan. That Srinivasa is none other than Sri Ranganatha. Still, one desires to reach Thiruvengadam and enjoy Srinivasa Bhagavan as well. And that Bhagavan is there to eliminate our samsara sambandham, our connection to this materialistic world. So because Bhagavan is present on Tirumala in this mood to help the Bhagavatas, because of that, Alvar goes and falls at the feet of Srinivasa Bhagavan and announces his distaste towards worldly aspects, which are the hurdles, and how eager he is to reach Bhagavan and serve Bhagavan there. So that particular aspect is revealed by Alvar in this Padikam. So we are going to see the meanings of each Pasuram one by one. In this Padikam, in each Pasuram, Alvar desires to become a particular entity, an object, a bird, a pillar, a fish, and so on. So, with that, the highest principle of our Sampradayam, that is, in whatever way possible, in whatever birth we are in, our goal is to serve, even if it is an animal form, even if it is a bird form. Those bodies, those species, which are identified by Shastram as not so advanced, less advanced, even those births are okay if we are able to serve Bhagavan with those bodies. That principle is highlighted in each of the Padigam here. And also, Alvar prays to be the stepping stone in front of the Sannidhi, in front of the Garbhagraham. So that is why we see that stepping stone there in front of Sannidhi is known as Kulashekaran Padi. That is because Kulashekara Alvar wanted to be the stepping stone there. That manifests the greatest quality of an Atma, Achitvat Paratantriyam. One has to be like Achit, insentient, an entity which has no consciousness, like a stepping stone. But one should also desire to see Bhagavan, how Bhagavan enjoys us. So the combination of these two aspects is known as Achitvat Paratantriyam. One has to have Paratantriyam, but one should also have the mood to enjoy Bhagavan, enjoy Bhagavan's enjoyment. So that highest principle is shown in this Padikam. Let us start with the first Pasuram. UnERu செல்வத்து உடன்பிறவி ஆண் வேண்டேன் ஆனேரேல் வென்றான் அடிமை திறமல்லான் பூனேறு சங்கமிடத்தான் தன் வேங்கடத்து கோனேரி வாழும் குறுகாய் பிறப்பேனே. In the first Pasuram, Alvar is boldly declaring that having taken a human birth, which is capable of identifying what is good and what is bad. So having taken birth in human form, and not only that, being born in a Kshatriya family as a king, I don't desire any of these, Alvar says, because all of these lead to ahankara, mamakara, that is ego, possessiveness, all of that occurs. Alvar says instead, if I am born as a bird, which is best to serve Bhagavan, then I'll desire that form, says Alvar. Here Alvar is saying that he would like to be a crane on the shore of Koneri Pushkarini, that is the divine tank near Bhagavan's temple on Tirumala hill. Let us see the word by word meanings. On ஏறு ஏழ் வென்றான், to marry Napinai Pirati, Bhagavan defeated the very strong 7 bulls. For such Bhagavan, Adimai Tiramallal, having the eagerness, having the desire to serve such Bhagavan. Other than that, UnERu செல்வத்து உடல் பிறவி, the human birth, where each day the flesh is growing in the body, having such wealth of human birth, Yan Vendale, I am not desiring, says Alvar. UnERu Sangam, the curved Sri Panchajanyam, the conch, divine conch, Idattantan, one who is having on his left divine hand such Bhagavans, Venkadathu, on the Thiruvenkata Mala, on the Thiruvenkata hill, Koneri Vazhum, on the shore of the Pushkarini or in the Pushkarini, living there, Kurugai Perapene, let me be a crane there so that I can be in the vicinity of Bhagavan. I can be on the Thiruvenkata mountain, asks Alvar in this first pasaram. Next, second pasaram. ஆனாத செல்வத்து அறம்பெயர்கள் தற்சூழ வானாளும் செல்வமும் மன்னரசும் யான் வேண்டேன் தேனார் பூஞ்சோலை திருவேங்கடச் சுனையில் மீனாய்ப் பிறக்கும் விதியுடையேன் ஆவேனே. This is the second pasaram. Here, Alvar is asked, okay, you said you don't want to be born as a human being. So maybe you are thinking that there is limited enjoyment in human birth. But you see, there are celestial births in Swargam where there is constant enjoyment. What about such births? Would you like to be born there? When asked that, Alvar says, even if I get the enjoyment of human life, even if I get the enjoyment of celestial Swarga life, I don't want any of that. And when asked, what do you need? He says, I want to just be a fish on the pond there, says Alvar. Let us see the word by word meanings. ஆனாத செல்வத்து, having eternal youthfulness. அறம்பெயர்கள், Ramba, Tilottama, Menaka, and all of those, Devastris, the celestial women. Tansura, they all surround that person who has reached Swargam, and Vanalum Selvamum, the wealth of ruling the celestial Swarga Bhumi. Mannarasum, being the king of this world. Yan Venden, I don't want. I'm not desiring for those. When asked, what do you desire for that? Alvar is saying, Tenar Poonsolai, having great orchards which are filled with flowers which have lots of honey. That means naturally very beautiful place. Thiruvengadam Chunayil, on the pond which is, or in the pond which is available on Thiruvengada mountain, Meenai Pirakum, being born as a fish. Vidhi Udayen Avene, let me have the fortune, Bhagyam of being born as a fish in the pond on Thiruvengada mountain, says Alvar in the second pasaram. Third pasaram, பின்னிட்ட சடையானும் பிரமனும் இந்திரனும் துன்னிட்டு புகழறிய வைகுந்தன் ஏழ்வாசல் மின்வட்ட சுடராழி வேங்கடக்கோன் தானுமிழும் பொன்வட்டில் பிடித்து உடனே புகப்பெறுவேன் ஆவேனே. In this pasaram, Alvar is having a slight change of mind. He says, if we can manifest total obedience, if I can be totally obedient towards Bhagavan, even if it is a human form, I will not reject. I will accept it happily, says Kulashekar Alvar. Let us see the word by word meanings. Pinnitta Sadayanum, Rudra who is having well braided hair locks. Biramanum, Brahma who is the creator. Indiranum, Devendra, the leader of the Devatas. துண்ணிட்டு, jostling each other, pushing each other, புகழறிய, being unable to enter easily. வைகுந்தன் ஏழ்வாசல், the entry gates of Vaikuntham. Here Vaikuntham is not Sri Vaikuntham, but Tirumala. Even in Tirumala, Brahma, Rudra, Indra, they cannot easily enter. There is so much rush, there is so much crowd. Even today we can see that so much crowd is there. If Brahma, Rudra cannot even enter Tirumala, which is Bhuloka Vaikuntham, what to speak about Sri Vaikuntham, which is Paramadam. So here it is at the entrance of Tirumala. Minvattam Sudaradi, the divine chakra, which is radiant, which is splendorous, emitting great light. Such divine chakra, having such divine chakra, Vengadam Kon Tan, Thiruvengadam Dayan, Srinivasa Bhagavan, Umilum, when he is ready to spit, Ponvattil Pidithu, holding the golden pot to catch that. Udane Pugaperiven Avene. I should be having the fortune of becoming a very confidential servitor of Bhagavan here, asks Kulashekara Alvar. It is said that there was a king named Sundara Pandya. He once came to Srirangam to worship Sri Ranganatha. There, when the Archakas were doing Tiruvaradhanam, Puja, at that time, the water offered to Bhagavan were to be placed in a Tirupadikam. That is a pot. But that pot was not kept. The king entered at that time, and at that time they said, the Kaikarya has announced, there is no Tirupadikam. Immediately Sundara Pandya took out his crown and held it as a pot to collect the water spit from Bhagavan's divine mouth. So this is in Srirangam. That vessel, that Tirupadikam is known as Sundara Pandya, because Sundara Pandya king offered his own crown to catch that water. It is a great Kaikaryam to get the remnants of Bhagavan. So that particular Kaikaryam is desired by Kulashekara Alvar in this third Pasuram. Next, fourth Pasuram. One Pavalam Velai Ulavutan Parkadalul Kantuilum Mayon Kadalinegal Kanpadarku Panpagarum Mandinangal Panpadum Vengadatu Shanbagamainirkum Tiruvudayen Avene. In this Pasuram, Alvar is revealing a beautiful thought. In the previous Pasuram, he wanted to assume the form of a human being. He was okay with that. But a human form may lead to a Kshatriya form, where again one will have lots of ego and all that. So he says, I don't need that. Rather, I would be eager to become a plant in this Tirumala, so that it can be used in Thiruvengadamudaiyan's, Srinivasa Bhagavan's Kainkaryam. That is what is said by Alvar in this Pasuram. One Pavalam Velai Ulavu, very shining corals, they are being pushed out to the shores. And those are pushed out by the waves, which are like the feet for the ocean, hands and feet for the ocean. Tan Parkadalul, such ocean where the waves are roaming around. That Parkadal, milk ocean, is very cool in nature. That is what Tan Parkadal, very cool, divine Sarathi. There, Kantuilum, mercifully reclining. Mayon, one who is amazing, Bhagavan. Kalnaigal Kanbadarku, to see the two divine feet of that Bhagavan, Panpagarum Vandinangal, that is the beetles, which are all making humming noise, beautiful humming noise. The swarms of such beetles, the groups of such beetles, Panpadum Vengadathu, to sing and to glorify. Tirumalaile, on the divine mountain, Shenpagamai Nirkum, to become a Champaka flower, Champaka plant. Tiruvudayen Avene, let me have that Bhagyam, let me have that blessing, asks Kulashekar Alvar in this fourth Pasuram. Next, fifth Pasuram, கம்பமதையானை கழுத்தகத்தின் மேலிருந்து இன்பமரும் செல்வமும் இவ்வரசும் யான் வேண்டேன். எம்பெருமான் ஈசன் எழில்வேங்கட மலைமேல் தம்பகமாய் நிற்கும் தவமுடையேன் ஆவேனே. In this pasuram, Alvar has a beautiful thought. He says, I don't want to be a champaka flower because some person may start smelling it and take it away. Rather, I would be like a pillar, just a tree without any branch, so that nobody cares about that tree and it remains always worshipping Bhagavan. So that is the desire revealed by Kulashekar Alvar in this Pasuram. Kambam, to frighten everyone, to make everyone tremble on seeing it. Kampanam means shivering due to fear. Madam Yanai, intoxicated elephants. Kaduthu, Agathin மேல் இருந்து, seated on top of its neck, manifesting one's greatness. இன்பமரும் செல்வமும், the wealth which facilitates enjoyment of different pleasures. இவ்வரசும், the kingdom which is the foundation for such enjoyment. யான் வேண்டேன், I am not desiring those. I don't want to be a king. Emperuman, my Lord, Ishan, one who is the Lord for all of the world, Sarveshwara. Edil Venkadamalai மேல், his divine Tirumala, on top of that beautiful Tirumala, Tambagamai nirkum, being standing as a Tambaka tree, that is Stamba. Basically, it is like just a pillar. Being like that, Tavamudayen Avene, let me get that blessing, says Kulashekar Alvar in the fifth Pasuram. Next, sixth Pasuram, மின்னணைய நுண்ணிடையார் உருப்பசியும் மேனகையும் அன்னவர்தம் பாடலோடும் ஆடலவை ஆதரியேன். தென்னவென வண்டினங்கள் பண்பாடும் வேங்கடத்துள் அன்னனைய பொற்குவடாம் அருந்தவத்தன் ஆவேனே. In the next Pasuram, Alvar reveals another thought. He says, if it is a pillar, one day or other day, somebody will look at it and remove it, saying this is disturbing others and so on. But if I am becoming a part of the Tirumala itself, like a peak or a rock, then it will be better. Nobody can remove me from here. So let me become like that, says Kulashekar Alvar in this Pasuram. Minnanaya nun idayar, having very slender waist, such women, such as Urupasiyum Menagayum Annavardham, Urvashi, Menaka, all these beautiful damsels, women, their Padarudum Adalavai, they are singing, they are dancing, all of these, Adariyen. I am not desiring for those, I am not seeking such enjoyment. Vandinangal, the swarms of beetles, Tennayana Panpadum, Tena, they will be humming in that manner with music. Venkadathul, on the Tiruvengada mountain, Annaneya Ponkuvadam, being to become a matchless peak of the mountain, Arum Tavattan Avene. Let me have that great penance. You bless me such that I have that great penance, says Alvar in the 6th Pasaram. Next, 7th Pasaram. வானாளும் மாமதி போல் வெண்குடை கீழ் மன்னவர்தம் கோனாகி வீற்றிருந்து கொண்டாடும் செல்வரியேன் தேனார் பூஞ்சோலை திருவேங்கடமலை மேல் காணாராய்ப்பாயும் கருத்துடையன் ஆவேனே. In this pasuram, Alvar is again thinking, if we were a peak on the Tirumala, only those who can climb such peaks will be able to enjoy. But others will lose out that opportunity. Unlike that, I want to be enjoyed by everyone. So let me be the forest river which is running on the Tirumala hill, so that it benefits more people, more Bhagavatas, says Kulashekara Alvar. Let us see the word by word meanings. Vanalum Mamadi Pol, the full moon which is emanating its radiance everywhere on the sky, like that, Venkudai Kil, under the whitish umbrella, which indicates the greatness and supremacy of the emperor. Under that shade of that umbrella, Mannavartham Konagi Vitirundu, being seated in a royal manner as the king of all the kings. Kondadum Selvu, the wealth of being glorified in this manner. Ariyen, I won't consider it as worthy. So Alvar is asked, what do you see as more worthy? For that Alvar is responding, Tenar Punjolai, having orchards which are filled with honey. Tiruvengadam Malai Mel, on the Tirumala hill. Kanaru Aipayum, being a forest river and running down. Karutudayen Aven, I have this desire. I want to be the forest river which is running for the benefit of everyone on the Tirumala. That is what Alvar is desiring in this 7th Pasaram. Next, 8th Pasaram. பிறையேறு சடையானும் பிரமனும் இந்திரனும் முறையாய பெருவேள்வி குறைமுடிப்பான் மறையானான் வெறியார் தன் சோலை திருவேங்கட மலை மேல் நெறியாய் கிடக்கும் நிலையுடையேன் ஆவேனே. In this 8th Pasaram, Alvar's desire changes again. Instead of being the forest river, which may be too difficult for some people to handle, I would rather be the pathway leading up to Tiruvengadamudayan, atop the hill. Because on this pathway, everybody has to walk. So I want to be stepped on by all the Bhagavatas, says Kulashekara Alvar. Let us see the word by word meanings. Pirayeru Shatayanum, the Rudra who is having crescent moon on his matted hair. Biramanam, Brahma, who is the great creator. Indiranum, Devendra, the lord of Devatas. Murayaya, according to their ability, according to their qualification, they are performing Perivelvi, great yajnas. For the yajnas, there will be some benefits, results. Those results, Kurai Mudipan. Kurai means their desires. Brahma, Rudra, Indra, they all have certain desires while performing yajna. The one who fulfills those desires. Marayanan. Marayanan means the one who is the meaning of Vedams. Vedams fully talk about Bhagavan only. Veda Pratipadhya, that is the one who is revealed in the Vedams. Such Bhagavans, very are Tansolai, very fragrant, cool orchards there, having such orchards, Thiruvengadam Malai Mel, on the Thiruvengadam mountain, on the Tirumala hill, Neriyai Kidakkum, being the path from the downstairs, from the downhill, one has to climb up to the temple. For that, there will be certain paths. Those paths will be touched by the divine feet of Sri Vaishnavas, devotees. So, being such path, Nilai Udayen Avene, let me have that courage to become the path leading up to the temple, so that it can be stepped upon by all the Bhagavatas, asks Kulashekara Alvar in this 8th Pasaram. Next, 9th Pasaram, Sediaya Valvinegal Tirkum Tirumale, Nediane Venkadava Nin Koyilil Vasal, Adiyarum Manavarum Arambayarum Kidandiyankum, Padiyai Kidandu Un Pavalavai Kanbene. This is the main Pasaram of this whole Padigam. This brings out the essence of our Sampradayam also. In this Pasaram, Alvar is asking that he will become the stepping stone at the entrance of the temple, Garbhagraham. In the Garbhagraham, right in front of perumAL, there will be a entrance and there will be a stepping stone in that entrance. Alvar wants to be that stepping stone because he can see Bhagavan, have darshan of Bhagavan from close proximity, and there will be constant movement of Bhagavatas, very sincere, confidential servitors in that area. So Alvar wants to enjoy all of that. Now, being a stone is like being Achit, insentient, non-conscious entity. At the same time, he wants to see. Un Pavalavai Kanbene, says Alvar. That means he wants to also see, even though being a stone. Usually stone cannot see, but he wants to see also. So he wants to be like a stone for the total enjoyment of Bhagavan. He wants to be fully enjoyed and controlled by Bhagavan, just like an Achit, an insentient object will be. At the same time, he also wants to see how Bhagavan uses that stone and derives enjoyment from that stone. So Alvar wants to see that as well. So there is consciousness while enjoying Bhagavan, but there is no consciousness while being enjoyed by Bhagavan. So this concept of being a total disposal of Bhagavan, but still realizing that being enjoyed by Bhagavan is the biggest enjoyment. This concept is called as Achitvat Paratantriyam, which is revealed in this ninth Pasuram. Let us see the word by word meanings. Shediyaya. Shediyaya means the result of Papa, Valvinegal. This connection with samsara, which is very cruel, and that is a result of our past Papa and Punya. Tirkum, mercifully eliminating that. thirumAL, O Shriyapati, O Bhagavan. Only Bhagavan Sriman Narayana can eliminate all our Punya and Papa and liberate us. So such Lord, Nediyane, one who is so high and tall that one's limit of his partiality towards Bhagavatas, towards devotees, cannot be estimated. He is so huge in that aspect of being partial towards his devotees. Vengadava, oh one who is Tiruvengadamudayan, one who is on this Tirumala hill. Nin Koilin Vasal, at the entrance of your temple, Adiyarum, Sri Vaishnavas, who are all not expecting anything back from you for their Kaikaryam, for their service. Vanavarum, those who are with expectations, the Devatas, they are all there expecting some favors in return for their worship. Arambayarum, Ramba, Tilotama, and other dancing girls, they are all servitors of Indra and other Devatas. Kidandiyangum, they are all gathering together and roaming around. Padiyai Kidandu, being the stepping stone where all of these Devatas, very advanced devotees, and the assistants or servitors of Devatas, everyone will come and try to have your darshan. Everyone will be roaming around in that area. That Padiyai Kidandu, being that stepping stone, Un Pavalamvai Kanpene. I would like to see your divine lips. When all of these come to serve you, you release a gentle smile. I want to see that by being very close to you in that entrance from where I can see your divine lips where you are enjoying everyone's service. This is also another highest principle. It is not enough if one serves Bhagavan lovingly. One should also derive happiness by seeing others' service. Everyone should engage in Kaikaryam. It is not that just one person does Kaikaryam. We should allow others to do Kaikaryam and derive happiness from that also. So all of these very important points are highlighted in this Pasuram, 9th Pasuram. Next, 10th Pasuram. உம்பர் உலகாண்டு ஒரு குடை கீழ் உருப்பசிதன் அம்பொற் கலையல்குள் பெற்றாலும் ஆதரியேன் செம்பவளவாயான் திருவேங்கடம் என்னும் எம்பெருமான் பொன்மலை மேல் ஏதேனும் ஆவேனே. This is another beautiful Pasuram. Here, Alvar is desiring that not only he wants to be some object, some entity on Tirumala, he also identifies here that he doesn't want to even know what that object is. He wants to just be there because he is not interested in self-enjoyment. He wants to be there and be of service to Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. So that is highlighted in this Pasuram. Also it is explained by Periyavachan Pillai that Bhagavan is asking Alvar, you want to not even be close here, you just want to be anything, but you want to enjoy after reaching here. What is your intent? For that, Alvar is saying, I don't have any expectation. I just want to be here. Let us see the word by word meanings. Umbar Uladu, all the higher planets, Oru Kudai Kil, bringing everything under his single whitish umbrella, which is the indication of being a great ruler, and ruling everything. Urupasidan, Urvasis. Urvasi is a dancing girl from Swargalokam. Ambon Kalai Alkul, well decorated with beautiful golden garments. The waist region, Petralum. Even if I attain Adariyan, I will not desire that. Being a great king, he had great opportunities to enjoy materialistic pleasures, but he did not accept those. He rejected all of those. Kulashekara Alva rejected all of those. Sempavadam Vayan, one who is having reddish fruit-like lips. Emberuman, my lord, Bhagavan, Sri Srinivasa Bhagavan. His Thiruvengadam ennum Ponmalai Mel. This beautiful divine hill, which is named as Thiruvengadam, on this hill, Edhenum Avene. Let me be anything. I don't even care anymore. I just want to be in this, on this Thiruvengadam Malai, Thiruvenkada hill, says Kulashekara a very interesting viewpoint of Anantalvan and Parashara Bhattar on this aspect of Edhenum Avena. I want to be anything on the divine hill. That is explained here. Anantalvan says that let me even be the form of Thiruvenkadamudayan. Even if I get the form of Thiruvenkadamudayan, because he is going to be here forever. So Anantalvan says that Alvar is desiring to be here forever. That means he is saying, let me even be Thiruvenkadamudayan, the divine form of Bhagavan. And Parashara Bhattar, and for that the essence, the Tatparyam is also shown. The Tatparyam is Alvar desires to be anything on Tirumala, even if it is contrary to the nature of a servitor. But his intention is only to be on Tirumala. So for that he is even accepting to become Thiruvenkadamudayan himself. It is out of great bhavam, attachment to this Tirumala. Alvar is saying in this way. That is, he wants to be there permanently. Only Thiruvenkadamudayan is permanent there. Everything will come and go. So he says that he can even be Thiruvenkadamudayan. That is how Anantalvan explains that. Parashara Bhattar explains it slightly differently. He says, I don't know. Even I don't need to know what form I am having. Even Thiruvenkadamudayan doesn't need to know what form I am having on Tirumala. And even those who see me, they need not glorify me. Oh, look, Kulashekara Alvar is like the stepping stone. How great he is. I don't want anyone to glorify me also. I just want to be there as something without any expectation. That is how Parashara Bhattar explains Kulashekara Alvar's desire. So that is 10th Pasaram. Finally, 11th Pasaram. மன்னிய தான் சாரல் வடவேங்கடத்தான் தன் பொன்னியலும் சேவடிகள் காண்பான் புரிந்திரஞ்சி கொன்னவிலும் கூறுவேல் குலசேகரன் சொன்ன பன்னியனூல் தமிழ் வல்லார் பாங்காய பத்தர்களே. Those who understand these 10 pasarams and recite them well, they will be very apt devotees. That aptness is explained in the commentary beautifully. They will become perfect devotees, says Kulashekara Alvar. Let us see the word by word meanings. Kul Navilum, one who is expert in killing the enemies. Kurvel, having such sharp spear. The spear itself is expert in killing enemies. Having such spear, the weapon, Kulashekara Alvar, that Alvar. Who did he sing upon? Thiruvenkadamudayan. What is his nature? Manniyathan Saral, having slopes which are very cool always. Vadavengadatanthan, Bhagavan who is present in the northern Vengadam. This Thiruvengadam, Tirumala was considered as the boundary of Tamil speaking region, southern region. So it is said as Vadavengadam. So Bhagavan who is present in that divine hill, his Punniyalum Sevadigal, gold like best reddish divine feet, Kanban, to worship, Purindu, desired, Iranji, worshipped, Swanna, mercifully spoken, Panniya Tamil Nool. Panniya Nool Tamil, the Tamil garland like Prabandham, Pasurams, Padigams, this Padigam, which is apt according to grammar as well. Vallar, those who are well learned on these Pasurams, on this Padigam, which is on Tiruvengada Mudayan, who is present on this Tirumala hill. So these Pasurams on the lotus feet of Tiruvengada Mudayan, who is present on the Tirumala hill. This Tamil Pasurams, Vallar, those who have learned this well, Pangaya Pattargale. They will be best devotees who are pleasant for his divine heart. This is explained by Periyavachan in the commentary. That means they will not remain in this world and say, I want this, I want that, I want house, I want car, I want a good job, I want to get married, I want to get children, I want to have more wealth. They will not be going behind these things. Rather, they will be reaching Paramapadam and will be eternally serving Bhagavan there. Says Kulashekar Alvar in this 11th Pasaram. With this, the Padigam comes to an end. Please go through the detailed meanings in our website dhivyaprabandham.coil.org for this Padigam also. Alvar Tirudikade Sharanam, Kulashekar Alvar Tirudikade Sharanam, Embermanar Tirudikade Sharanam, Periyavachan Pillai Tirudikade Sharanam, ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம். பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு பல்லாயிரத்தாண்டு பல கோடி நூறாயிரம் மல்லாண்டு தின்றோள் மணிவண்ணா உன் சேவடி செவிதிருக்காப்பு அடியோமோடும் நோடும் பிரிவின் ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு வடிவாயினின் வளமார்மனில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வளத்துறையும் சுடர் அழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைப்போர் புக்கு முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச சன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டு.
Coil.org has published a variety of Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam books in different languages. A wide range of books covering different topics from absolute beginners to advanced level knowledge seekers are available at books.coil.org. Books can be ordered via email coil.org@gmail.com or WhatsApp. For details, please contact mobile numbers 8220-151966, 9600-595273